Welcome to Core on Your Mat number 2. Today we're going to use a block. I have this half moon shaped block, but any yoga block is perfect. So I have one of those within an arm's reach. And let's start laying down. I always like to start, even if our practice is short, just with 3 or 4 full breaths. Rolling all the way down. Softening onto your mat. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. And again, full breath. Beautiful. All right, from here, heel toes, feet wide. Let them sway to the left side and pause. And sway to the right side and pause. Back to neutral. Bring those knees in towards your chest. Hug them in. Rock side to side. Take your feet up high to the sky. Point flex the toes. Maybe even roll at the ankles. Good. Bend your knees. Point your toes ahead of you. Knees stacked over top of the hip points. Arms wherever you feel most stable. Generally speaking, down by the sides is a nice place for them to be. And then tap just the left toes down and back up. Right toes tapping down and up. And you want to maintain that 90-degree or even 45-degree shape with the leg. So it's not any wider. It stays at 90 or closer in. Here, what's awesome is that we're really engaging the lower abdominals specifically. Tapping just lightly, bringing them back in. You can even feel if you bring the hands to the belly, that engagement through the low belly, right below belly button. Nice work. Let's do a few more. This time you can keep alternating or you can keep the legs glued together, lowering them down at the same time. Lowering and lifting. Mindful that the abs don't release and the rib cage starts to open, the back starts to arch. You want to keep the core maintained the whole time. That 360 abdominal cage working to support you. Press the shoulders down, pressing arms down can help too. And last one, bring it in. Beautiful. All right, arms out in a T now. Well, let's let the legs fall towards the left side as low as you can, hovering them. And then engage and pull them back to neutral. And then swiping over to right side. Nice and low. And back to neutral. Important here that you keep the knees in the same line or same frame. So think like a rainbow or windshield wipers on a car. Swing side to side. They're not going any closer towards me. They're not pressing any further away. They're staying all the way through, side to side. Nice and simple. Beautiful work. Couple more times. Pressing through the back body. And neutral. Awesome. All right, let's roll ourselves all the way up. This is where we're going to use our block. So you take it between your knees. Hands start back behind you. Puff your chest up. So you can start here. Flex or point the toes, whatever feels best for you is fine. Tall spine. Try not to let that chest sink at all. Lifting just one leg. 2. And then if that feels good, I'm going to invite you to hover the heels off your mat or your toes. And then doing the same thing. Hovering, hovering. Only letting the toes touch down if you need to. Awesome job. Squeezing that block between your knees. Keep the inner thighs engaged. If the knees feel kind of wonky, you can always feel free to tuck the block further down, more between the inner thighs versus the knees. That's also a great option. And then let's start to do both at the same time. So zip those legs together best you can with that block, squeezing. Start to lower and lift and lower and lift. Good work. Breathing in Adding on arms. One arm. Switching for two arms. Maybe they reach high. And freeze and hold. Big breath in. Get tall through your spine. Reaching to the sky or out in front. Holding for three. You got it. Holding for two. Holding for one. And release. Good. Take a big breath in. And out. Nice. All right. Block stays where it is between those thighs and the knees. Hands behind your hamstrings. You're going to keep a C curve in your spine. So this is inspired by Pilates. So start to round back and noticing how we're not slumping. The round, that C curve in the spine is really particular and on purpose. Plant those feet, round back, arms straight. Good. And then you're going to maintain here. Inhale, lift up, let that chest lift higher, and then roll back into that C. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back. So you're doing basically a crunch, but it's controlled. But it's a little bit softer of a movement versus coming up off the back, like a traditional crunch would be. If this feels pretty good, similar to what we just did before, you can lift one foot or both feet. Same thing. It's going to be a little bit more of like a teeter-totter effect when you lift the feet. Or you can take the hands and lift the chest up and round. But this time, instead of hands behind the hamstrings, they're just extended out forward. So that way your hands aren't assisting you as you pull up. Instead, they're floating in midair and you're really isolating the movement through the abdominals. Let's do for 3 more. And 2. And 1. Awesome. Pull yourself up. Let's do soles of feet together, knees wide. Give those legs a break. Round forward. Feel free to rock a little bit side to side. Big breath in. Big breath out. And again, another big breath in. And a big breath out. All right, roll up. Let's come back. Block is going to stay between our hands this time. And you're going to lean back in space. Roll the shoulders down again. Slide them behind the shoulder blades. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. Twist towards your left side, bringing that short edge of your mat low to the ground and back to neutral. And then over to right and back to neutral. Good. Side to side. Now for here, on the days you feel like challenging yourself, you can move the block and grab for the long sides of your block. So that way when you lower down, you're bringing the the opposite edge down. So you're gonna have to rotate and twist even deeper. So you can always play with that, noticing how that might change the sensations of this pose, whether you're holding short edge or long edges of your block. Nice work. And up. Good. Roll it up. Catch a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, roll it back up. We're going to use the block again. This time take the short ends of the block. Plant your feet in the mat. Reach your arms out in front of you. Start to lean back in space. We're going to take the legs closer together this time. Heels or toes pointed. Sit up tall. We're going to twist towards the left side. Extend the right leg out long. And then come back to neutral. And switching sides. Twisting the right, left leg out long. And back to neutral. And then we'll keep alternating from side to side. You can keep it slow and controlled. If this is feeling good today, hover the feet off the mat and continue to twist with both feet off the mat. 1 more layer is to lean down just a little closer to the mat, squeezing the abdominals, twisting from side to side. Last 5 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Roll it up. Exhale, let it go. Take the block to the side. Let's come all the way down into the back. Hugging the knees in towards your chest. Plant the feet down on your mat. Let's use our block. If you don't want to use the block, you could also use a band around the quads. Totally up to you. Inhale, lift your hips up high to the sky. Engaging the inner thighs. Pressing up. Holding for 3. Holding for 2. Holding for 1. Lower it down. Good. Again, inhale, reach the hips up, engaging through the inner thigh, squeezing the core, squeezing the glutes. Exhale to lower. And again, inhale, lift up and hold. And lower. Last 2, lift up. And lower. And up. And lower. Great. All right, block or band off to the side. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Let's go back to the top. Point the toes to press the knees away so they're stacked on top of hip points. Anchor through the arms, through the back body. Tapping left toes down and center. And right toes down and center. Noticing if this feels easier than last time or more challenging. Keep the breath fluid. And this time, try and tap your toes close towards your sit bones. So as close as you can, not veering too far away. And then let's add both legs together at the same time, tapping and pulling back in. Maintain that neutral spine. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Reach up. Good job. All right, knees stacked together over top of the hips. Arms out to the side. Let your legs fall to the left side. This time, hold. Press down through the shoulders. Press down through the arm bones. Back to neutral. Legs over to right side. Holding. And back to neutral. And over to left, hold. Neutral, over to right. Neutral. Good. Let's keep going side to side a little quicker this time. Last 5. And 4. And last 1. Good job. Hug the knees in. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Roll yourself all the way up. Grabbing for our block. Taking it between either the thighs or the knees. Hands behind your hamstring. Let's start here. Shoulders back. Start to lean back in space. Straightening the arms. Inhale, lift both legs up. Extend them up high. And lower them down. Good. Inhale, extend them up high. And lower them down. Good. So right away challenging ourselves a little more than last time. Lifting and lower. This time, extend the legs out as straight as you can. Extend the left arm out. And switch. Extend right arm out. And neutral. Good. Hold it here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Can you reach both arms out? Maybe reach them high for 3, 2, 1, and down. Good. Take your block, hands on the short edge. Let's come back to those twists. Bring the legs and the knees tight together. Lean back as far as you can. Bring the block to the left side and center and right side and center. Adding in the legs when you're ready. Hovering the feet when you're ready. Moving for 10. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull it up. Big breath in. Exhale out. And then our last movement, seated, block between knees again. Hands behind hamstrings, focusing on that C curve in the spine. Roll it back. Noticing how you're not up on the sit bones. When you roll back to your C curve, you're on the more cushy part above the sit bones. Toes or heels on your mat. Shoulders rounded slightly. Chest is still lifted. So finding that sweet spot between the two. Inhale, pull your chest up, lengthen up. Exhale, round it back in. Chest lifts all the way. Exhale, round and lean back. Good, nice and controlled.
Option to hover the feet, squeezing into the blocks. Those inner thighs stay engaged the whole time. Finishing strong. This is our last movement. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Awesome. So roll all the way down onto the back.
Reach the arms up, full body stretch. Hug these in towards your chest. Great work today.